Hey everyone, Raptor Rising here. Today we are flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the MilViz FG-1D Corsair. The detail on this aircraft is top-notch. Even from the external view, the cockpit looks fantastic. I don't know where they stuck me in here. This is an interesting view. That's a pretty good one. Tail dragger. All right, let's hop inside, check it out. With the folded canopies open. We're at Troutdale Regional Airport in Northwest Oregon. So we'll start, we're just going to do a quick hop down the road, basically. Do a little feel for it, see how it looks, controls, all that fun stuff, and we'll go through the checklist. So those would be good. Parking brake, which is back here, is set. And nav lights. Our navigation light panel is here. It's a steady wing tail on section. Oh, on. Okay. That should do it. Start the engines. Magnetos off. Magnetos are here. Check. Mixture. Check. Pull the prop through. That's here. Check. Fuel selector set to reserve. Check. Cowl flap. This panel here controls your cowl flap. That's the cowl flap opening. You can see that happening outside of the aircraft as well. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Full open. Prop lever, takeoff RPM. There. Now, sorry about that. Alternate air is in. Check. Supercharger is this lever here. That is in neutral position. Throttle is in the red. That's the red quadrant. There it is. Check. Battery. Here comes the fun part. On. Instrument. On. Fuel pump. On. You hear that coming to life. Engine primer on for 5 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Off. Mixture to auto rich, which is right about there. Check. Fuel pump off. Ignition to start. Here we go. See the torque shaking the aircraft. It's quite impressive. Starter on. Tricking all around. It's a lot of torque that propeller is generating, and it's a very powerful engine. So idle set to about 1,000 RPM. Manifold pressure, RPM, that's 1,000. Okay. Oil pressure as indicated. Engine warm-up. Fuel pressure. It's here. Check. Do the magnetos check now. Good. RPM between 12 and 1,400. Okay. Oil pressure is good. That supercharger on high. It's all the way back. Throttle open a 1/2 inch. Make sure that manifold stays stabilized. Supercharger to low. Right there. Manifold and oil pressure should have fluctuated. Check. Now we did it before takeoff. Now, one thing to note, and maybe a little disappointing, is that the supercharger is actually not functional, and it actually only controls the war emergency power, which is the water injection system. It's a little frustrating, but I think that's more because it's a limitation with Microsoft Flight Simulator than anything else, and I hope that someday that'll correct. So we will close that canopy, and let's go ahead and lower the wings. So we will push that to unlock. You just push that, and there you go. Lights are on. Got a good flicker going on. Switch generator on. Okay, I think we're ready to taxi. Now we need to switch trim to 6 degrees right. Rudder trim 6 degrees right. And nose trim, I'm actually going to push nose down. Okay. Even though the checklist I think will call for nose positive, but yeah, I haven't seen a need for it. Okay, our flaps are up. Check, check. So intercooler flap is closed. The oil cooler flap is required. I don't think our oil's in any sort of danger right now. Rudder trim, got those. Alternators there. Alternate air, sorry. Flaps is required. Tail wheel should be locked, which is that. And now that's the tail wheel locked. Manifold limits are 54 inch-pounds mercury. And we'll check stick and rudder. Alright, looks good. Fuel quantity checked. We're going to switch to main. Generator is on. Cylinder is checked. Trims check and set. Flaps is required. Looks good. Alright. Oh, one thing that I would like to do before I actually get off the ground here. So we're going to change our fuel. You can see that this thing is carrying 3 gigantic tanks. Well, we don't need those. So we go to our fuel display here. Drag external 1 off. You see, there's one. Or external 2. External 1 gone. And then center 3. And now we have a wonderfully clean Corsair. Yeah, she's ready to go. Look at that. Look at the detail in the shocks as they squeak. It's really impressive. Everything's bouncing. Just them handling that massive propeller. And all the torque forces involved with it. It's just really cool. Okay. No further ado, we'll get our taxi on. Parking brake needs to be off, of course. Okay, here we go. Probably use a tail wheel. Alright. So just like any good World War II tail dragger, and especially with an aircraft like the Corsair with its huge long nose, you're gonna slither like a snake down the taxiway so you can follow the line a little bit. Forecast here in Northwest Oregon was originally for a partly cloudy day with a little bit of sun, but of course it is Oregon, and you know, if it wasn't a day with rain, something would be wrong. Alright, we're gonna line up. Make sure that everything's straightened up. Okay, we're lined up on runway 25. And let's do our final checks. We'll lock the tail wheel. We don't want to lose that. Parking brake is off. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Everything looks good. Okay. Ah, the wings weren't locked. Very important that almost missed that. That would have been vital. Okay. Looks good. Let's get this bird in the air. Little squirrely, but not too bad. Got the wheel off the back wheel off the ground, and I'll just apply a little bit of back stick and airborne. Roll the gear up. And we're off. Certainly a good day for flying despite all the scattered showers. Its visibility's pretty good. Off to our right there, that's north. It's the Columbia River. It's the Jackson Freeway Bridge connecting Oregon and Washington. And that's the city of Vancouver. And of course, 12 o'clock directly ahead of us is Portland. It's downtown Portland out there. We're over northeast Portland right now. The Glenn Jackson Bridge, which connects Oregon and Washington, actually is part of Highway 205, which we can use to more or less shadow to get closer to our destination, because it'll connect to Highway 5 and where we're going, the McMinnville Regional, which is actually by the Evergreen Aviation Museum. Can be reached pretty close off of Highway 5. This is an easy flying bird, and it looks good. Alright, so I'm going to turn left now, south over Highway 205. A little bit of turbulence. It's safe to close the cowl flaps. That river down there, which flows south to north, is the Willamette River. Well, we can actually turn on our gun sight. Not that you can actually do anything with it, but it is there. These would be the guns, master arm, the gun and camera, the hardpoint releases, and I believe this is a rocket armament paddle, which is really cool. It's a really easy flying plane. I mean, not a lot of drama. Get our VFR map up. And we're just a little west of Sham. That nav point there, that's fine. We're mostly on course. And we're gonna turn, I'll intercept and we'll turn southwest toward Flower. And there's Highway 205 curving That bridge down there is the Abernathy Bridge. Storm's a little thicker out west. Little unwitting time compression there. Sorry about that. I obviously primary DCS much more than Flight Simulator 2020. I enjoy the aircraft more, for one, but you know, flying around in general, while it can be entertaining, this can get boring sometimes. So it is still a very breathtaking game, and there's a lot going on here, and I think that it has massive potential in the future, especially when more aircraft like this Corsair come out. This is amazing quality. I feel like most of the aircraft that came with the game are kind of lacking, but Corsair definitely indicates where the future is going with, you know, this sim in general. Alright, so we're just passing over Aurora Airport. We're turning more easterly, or westerly now. Toward McMinnville. Open it up a little bit here. I think those flashing lights up ahead are McMinnville. Pretty sure. That's the yoke all the way forward, or I'm sorry, the throttle. We are hauling. See what she can do. Well, it turns very easily. Handling that loop with no issue whatsoever. Let's do a flat turn. Okay, that's her bumping a little bit. So very effortless getting through that turn. Let's pull the throttle back and open up the cowl flaps. We got it a bit warm. And in any case, I believe that's our... Where is it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. We'll do an overhead brake into the pattern. Mostly farmland, and this area is famous for its vineyards. Really beautiful part of the country. Alright. Up our gear. There they go. Just coming down, lower the flaps a smidge. It's good. There we go. Bit of power as we come through the turn. Full flaps. We're not gonna worry about that other plane that's on the ramp there. That's not our problem. Shh. Alright. Now we're floating a little bit, but should be alright. And yeah. On the ground. A little squirrely. Little squirrely. But we did it. Brakes off. gonna turn off here at Bravo. Okay, clear the runway. Let's do what the Corsair does best. Look badass. Oh yeah. It's kind of like horse blinders, isn't it? It's a really good thing that you can't collide with the cars because the AI in this game is kinda sketchy. What I'll do is I'll just go ahead and park right over here. Look at the size comparison between this Corsair and this aircraft right here. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so this is a quick hop just to show off the FG-1D a little bit. Turn off the prop now. Hydraulics are bleeding out, as one would expect. Props off. Magneto's off. Generator. A little hard to reach down there. There we go. Instruments off. Battery off. Lights off. Cool. Tank empty. Tail wheel lock. Lock that. And yeah, there you go. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the quick familiarization flight with the FG-1D Corsair from MilViz. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. If you have Microsoft Flight Simulator and maybe you want to experience a really decent warbird, the Corsair is obviously one of the all-time greats. I really enjoyed it, so hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more from Raptor Rising, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.